In today's video, we're going to be talking about why I think the Toronto Maple Leafs are the best fit right now for John Tavares and how the Maple Leafs could make this move happen. Heading into next season, the Toronto Maple Leafs have around $25 million in cap space, and they currently have two unrestricted free agents that played a big role in the team last season, and that's Tyler Bozak and James Van Riemsdyk. But the big name that the Leafs have to get locked up for the foreseeable future is William Nylander, who is a current restricted free agent, and I could see him probably making anywhere from around $4 to $6 million for the next couple of seasons. If the Maple Leafs are serious about bringing in John Tavares, Maple Leafs fans, you can pretty much kiss Tyler Bozak and James Van Riemsdyk careers with the Maple Leafs goodbye. Right now, the Toronto Maple Leafs do have a lot of cap space, but that isn't going to be the case next summer as their two biggest stars, Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews, are going to be restricted free agents, and you can bet these two are going to get paid. So the solution to this problem for the Toronto Maple Leafs is you sign John Tavares to a 1-year $15.9 million max contract, and I know it sounds crazy, but then next summer this contract is going to be off the books and you don't have to re-sign John Tavares, and then you have that $15.9 million to be able to put towards Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner and lock them up for the foreseeable future. And this is pretty much saying the Leafs are going all in next season, and then next summer we can go through all this fun again speculating where John Tavares is going to sign as a free agent. Adding an elite center like John Tavares to a team that's already filled with fantastic young superstars would instantly make the Toronto Maple Leafs my favorite to come out of the Eastern Conference next season. This would probably make Toronto have the best center depth in the entire NHL. You'd have John Tavares on the first line, Austin Matthews on the second line, and then you'd have Nazem Kadri on the third line. That would be absolutely insane, and you can bet Austin Matthews is only going to benefit learning and, picking up some of the skills that John Tavares, one of the NHL's most elite centers, has, and this is just going to make all these young players better and better, and this team would be so fun to watch next season. Like I said before, I know this sounds crazy, but it would instantly make Toronto one of the favorites to win the Stanley Cup next season, and that is what the main goal is in the NHL. It's to win a Stanley Cup, and it wouldn't really jeopardize the future of your team. If this happens, the Leafs will be one of the most, if not the most funnest teams to watch in the entire league next season. I mean, just taking a quick look at this, which is kind of what my speculation is on what the top two lines would look like for the Toronto Maple Leafs, you'd have Mitch Marner, John Tavares, and Patrick Marleau, which in my opinion is the perfect combination of youth and veterans on that top line, and then you'd have Austin Matthews, Zach Hyman, and William Nylander back on that second line, who has been the Leafs' first line and have been fantastic ever since their rookie seasons. The other teams confirmed to be meeting with John Tavares are the San Jose Sharks, the Boston Bruins, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Dallas Stars, and of course the Toronto Maple Leafs. And remember, John Tavares is from Ontario, this is his hometown team, and in my opinion it is just a perfect match, especially if you just bring him in for 1 year on a huge contract like that. You can bet that John Tavares is going to want to get that money, unless John Tavares is more interested in a long-term contract and doesn't really want to go through the hassle of being a free agent next summer. But maybe the Toronto Maple Leafs could pull some strings and maybe even re-sign him long-term next summer, along with getting Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews. This is a win-win situation, in my opinion, for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the only thing that's making it up in the air on if it will happen is John Tavares and what he wants to do. Right now, if you had to place a bet on where you think John Tavares is going to land this summer, I would probably have to say your best bet is saying he will stay with the New York Islanders. That is what I think is going to happen, but like I said, I think his best fit would be to sign a 1-year max contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs and see how things pan out. All these young superstars playing with John Tavares, obviously you still have veterans as well like Patrick Marleau, you have a young blue line that's developing, coming into its own, and you obviously have a fantastic goaltender in Freddie Anderson. I think this is his best situation to win, and he would be playing a lot of playoff games next season if he does sign with the Toronto Maple Leafs. These next couple of days are going to be very fun to see how this whole situation with John Tavares transpires and where he will sign and all the new news that comes out. I will be covering that here on the channel. I'm very curious to see what you guys think, especially if you're a Leafs fan. What do you think about this whole scenario that I put together in this video? Would you rather them do this, or would you rather them just keep the team that played last year intact and try to just develop the young guys into a team that can compete for a Stanley Cup? So that is going to wrap up the video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. Like I said, make sure to let me know down in the comments section what you guys think. If you disagree, let me know your thoughts. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for daily NHL content, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.